Hello, everybody. I hope you've had a lovely second break. And we're coming to the end of today. So it's not going to be quite as long tonight. Jules couldn't join us. And Shoni, thank you so much for standing in for Jules with the saining sticks. It's so kind of you. I can love all the greenery that you've got there. How great.
It might not be once it gets going and there's boats everywhere.
Oh,
Oh,
love it. Oh, brilliant. Right, I'll shut up then and pass over to you, Shoni. Thank you so much.
okay, I feel like I'm on Blue Peter or something. Hi everyone, and welcome back, and thank you for joining me for the seining part of it. Um, as you know, we had a little bit of a mix-up, like a schedule mix-up at the last minute. So I may be improvising a little with what I have in my garden. Where is it? Um, so I think we're going to be sharing something that connects beautifully with our theme of wisdom, nature, and the divine feminine, seining. Saining is a Scottish folk practice associated with cleansing, blessing, protection, and making important thresholds or transitions. Historically, there wasn't one single saining ritual or recipe. Practices varied between communities, and they could involve things like water, fire, herbs, spoken blessings, and protective customs. You may have heard the modern term smudging, and I'm not going to use that today for this practice. That refers to a particular indigenous North American traditions. Instead, I'm going to be using the Scottish term seining. And seining itself is historical. But the herbs I'm using today are gathered from my garden, so they're not a particular bundle. This is not an ancient Scottish recipe or anything like that. It's a contemporary Scottish-inspired interpretation of seining, using plants that were readily available in my garden. But they were planted by me with intention, and they all carry their own meaningful symbolism. And because of our theme, the divine feminine, I'm interested in seining not simply as clearing something that you don't want away, but as a practice of release, remembrance, protection, and renewal. Now, a little note about white sage. I will be using sage, but not white sage. Before I introduce my herbs, I want to just briefly mention white sage. And I do actually have some white sage here. It's coming a bit unravelled. Now, you may have seen white sage sold in bags or as smudge sticks. This was actually a gift. It's a plant that's native to parts of California and Baja California, and it has deep cultural and spiritual significance for the indigenous people of that area, of that region. And because it's become so popular in commercial spiritual products, it's raised concerns about over-harvesting, sustainability, and cultural appropriation. So I would encourage you, if you do want to buy white sage, and it is beautiful, I do love it, I think the most respectful approach is to know exactly where it came from, ideally from Indigenous owned or Indigenous grown source, or from a transparent cultivated source, rather than purchasing anonymous wild harvest where it's been taken. And also, I think it's perhaps also worth asking ourselves, do we really need white sage when we have so many plants in our own landscape that can become part of our practice? So today, I'm exploring seining through a Scottish lens, working with the plants that are readily available in my garden and beyond. So connecting me with the landscape around me and asking what wisdom our own land can offer. So rather than reaching for something from another ecosystem, I want to begin by noticing what's already growing beneath my own feet. So let's make one together. Let's meet my herbs. So, can you see? Okay. Today I have some heather. Now, this is particularly important to me because it connects the bundle directly with the Scottish landscape. Heather is really common here. It's a very familiar sight, growing on the hills. I mean, there's vast swathes of heather, hills, moors, wild places. Very near my house, there is a birch forest, and in the centre is a massive swathe of heather. It's beautiful. And it's, for me, it represents belonging, resilience, and connection to the land. So for me, as I hold the heather, my intention is I remember where I belong on these Celtic lands. And now my heather isn't nice and long to make a nice, it's quite bushy, it's small and bushy. So I'm going to make it, I'm not going to make my smudge stick perfectly uniform with the other herbs. It's going to retain its natural shape. Heather's also associated with good luck and thresholds as well. White heather is said to be where the fairies dance. So my next herb, and I've got a lot of this in my garden, is rosemary. And rosemary has a long history of use in European folk traditions, and it's particularly associated with remembrance. For this bundle, I'm thinking about ancestral memory, the wisdom that has travelled through generations. And we've been doing, in my family, a lot of tracing of our ancestry. And it's just been revealed that my great-great-great-grandfather's second wife was Burmese. So all that DNA, it's amazing. So my intention for rosemary is I remember the wisdom that came before me. Now, my next herb is mugwort. Now, I grow this very carefully in a pot in my garden because it's invasive, and it sends out rhizomes as well. So it's a bit of a wild herb, mugwort. Beautiful, and but it's wild. So I keep it under control. And it's got a long history in European folklore, and it's associated with protection, with dreams, and the liminal, those places where we move between the ordinary and the mysterious. And for me, it represents intuition, inner knowing, and my intention is I listen to the wisdom within me. And my final herb, because I've got 4, is sage. This is ordinary garden sage. I think it's called Salvia of, okay, I'm not going to even say it. And it's not white sage. I grow it here in Scotland. I love it in my garden. So I'm working with a plant that is part of my own environment and landscape. And it's widely used in contemporary cleaning practices. And I want to be clear that I'm not presenting sage as a specifically traditional Scottish saining ingredient. I'm including it because to me it's because of its symbolism of cleansing and release. It fits the intention of what we're making today. And my intention is I release what I no longer need to carry. So now comes the tricky part for me, making the saining bundle. Okay, so, no, maybe I should put it down. We're going to bind these plants together. Now, because my heather's shorter and bushier, I'm going to use it slightly differently. I'm going to put it in the centre rather than making it outer. And then I'm going to add some mugwort. I might need to cut it, it's a bit long. mugwort. Oh, it's going to be beautiful. And now I'm going to put some rosemary around the outside. Oh, it's gorgeous. Work of art. And now I'm going to put some of my sage. Ooh, it's looking rather good. I think. So then you simply, or maybe not so simply, you bring all the stems together at the bottom. I will give it a trim. And then what you do is, what I do is make a loop and tie it, and then you bind it. So I'll tie this together, and then I'm going to crisscross. I should maybe have pointed my camera down so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to, can you see what I'm doing? So I'm going to crisscross down the, tying it together. And I mean, you could do this in any way. I have to say that I am not the most well coordinated of people. And so when I do it roughly, but it always works because there's not a right really or a wrong way. It's just making it all come together in a magnificent saining stick. And just a word of note, I use cotton or natural a lint tire, because obviously if you burn it, I'm not trying to be perfectly neat, but it's getting a little bit tangled. Oh no, this could be when my wonderful, so you get the idea. Crossing it off and tying it beautifully together. I'm just going to leave it a bit.
Shoni, I can almost smell it from here. It looks incredible.
It's actually magnificent.
You could sell those.
Look at it. Give it a little haircut. No, I won't. So, the strong stems at the bottom have helped give it a bit of structure. I have to be honest, some of it's not quite dry. So what I would do is I would hang it up and leave it to properly dry. As you can see, I didn't try and keep it perfectly neat. I'm not one of these very careful people. It's just, I just like this sort of rugged look. Looks like a broom. So I like the fact that each plant keeps some of its own character. They're different plants, but we're bringing them together for the one intention. Okay. And so I've made this elongated bundle. I wasn't trying to crush them. I was just bringing them together. So as I do this and I hold it, I think about what my bundle represents. Heather was belonging. Rosemary was remembrance. Mugwort was intuition. And sage was release. And I've brought those qualities together. I've worked the twine so it all holds together. It's quite secure. It's not meant to be perfect. So gather together with intention. So I'm just having a look at what I've made. There's something quite beautiful about taking plants from the earth, gathering them with your own hands and giving them a purpose with intention. It's beautiful. And I think this connects very naturally with the divine feminine. The divine feminine isn't necessarily about one particular goddess or belief system. For many people, she can represent the qualities of intuition, nourishment, protection, transformation, creativity, and a deep connection with the earth. Saining gives us a physical way of honouring some of these qualities. We gather, we remember, we release, and we make space for something new. So I'm going to invite you in a moment just to close your eyes. I just want to show you, this is one, a dried one. Obviously a trimmed and much tidier one. So I'm going to invite you to take a moment and just close your eyes for a moment. Take a slow breath in and a gentle breath out. Imagine yourself standing at a threshold. Behind you, everything you've been carrying, old stories, expectations, responsibilities, perhaps things that have simply reached the end of their time. You don't have to push any of it away, just notice. Ask yourself quietly, what am I ready to release? Take a breath, bring your awareness to your heart. Imagine the wisdom of the divine feminine surrounding you. Perhaps you experience her as a goddess, perhaps as Mother Earth, perhaps as an ancestral presence, or perhaps simply a deep knowing within yourself. Imagine that wisdom saying to you, you may release what's finished. You may remember what matters. You may trust your intuition, and you may begin again. Take another slow breath and gently open your eyes. So, once your bundle is made, it needs to be completely dried before it's used. This wouldn't like, because it's quite still drying. I like to hang mine up, or else I've got this drying thing here, in a well-ventilated place, and allow plenty of time for it to dry properly and to dry naturally. So there's not a set number of days. The important thing is that the plant material is thoroughly dry. And if you choose to use the bundle with smoke, please do it carefully. You don't always have to. Sometimes you can just use it as a wand, like almost like a feather for painting energy. But if you're using it for smoke, do be careful and keep the amount of smoke small and make sure the room's well ventilated, and never leave them burning unattended. And like I said, you don't have to burn it. It can be a symbolic object, a sacred tool during a blessing or meditation. For me, the intention held within it is more important than the smoke. So you can simply listen or receive these words in whatever way seems meaningful to you. May the earth beneath you hold you. May the wisdom behind you guide you. May you remember those whose love and wisdom came before you. May you have the courage to release what's no longer yours. May you trust the quiet voice of your intuition. May you be protected without becoming closed. May you remain open without abandoning your boundaries. And may the divine feminine, whatever she means to you, remind you that you are connected to the earth, to those who came before you, and to the deep wisdom within yourself. May what needs to leave, leave. May what needs to stay, stay. And may what is ready to begin, begin. And with gratitude for the plants, the land, and the wisdom, they invite us to remember, may this space be cleansed. May this space be protected. May this space be blessed. Thank you for sharing your time with me. Go gently and go with love. Blessed be.
Oh, Shoni, that was absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much. What a gorgeous blessing to finish on. Ah, I've had fun with you today. It's been fabulous. And I hope everybody watching back enjoys it as much as we have. It's been
A
great.
little chaotic.
It was just perfect. Can I ask a question? So I've been gifted a lovely saining stick from a friend, and she's put some mugwort in it, but it's full of little seeds, and I'm a bit concerned. I love the fact that you don't have to light it, because I was thinking if I light it, I've visions of these seeds just shooting off everywhere and fire risk.
Also, I think you've got to be careful with mugwort smoke. You know, it's not really for inhaling.
Right.
So you would have to have a very well ventilated
Yeah.
room. But like I said, you can use it just symbolically.
I think I might.
You know,
Yeah,
like for
definitely.
example, when I'm cleaning the energy, I can use a feather, you know, in a shamanic way. So
Yeah.
you could use it just for blessing the entrances, or
Gorgeous. I love that idea. Thank you.
and it smells lovely as well.
I can smell it through the screen. It just is gorgeous. Ah, right. It's time to close our circle then. I've just had the best time. Thank you so much, my lovely. I think then you should be able to hear my drum. So, oh gosh, it put me to sleep. All the thought of the gorgeous sage and the rosemary and stuff. It's lovely. Thank you. All right. Let's close our circle today then. Okay. So in your right mind's eye, please turn with me to the north. Spirits of the North, thank you for attending our circle today and bringing us your wisdom, the freshness of the energy from the North. We wish you hail, thank you and farewell. And turning me to the East, the direction of the rising sun. Spirits of the East, thank you for being with us in circle today. Thank you for giving us your energy and your clear sight in the lands of the wind. We thank you for your attendance and protection, and we wish you hail and farewell. Thank you. And turning with me to the south, we thank the spirits of the south for their warmth, for their comfort, for their wisdom, for their friendship and protection. Thank you for attending our circle today. We thank you, we wish you hail and farewell. And towards the west, the direction of the setting sun, we thank the spirits of the west for attending our circle today. Thank you for reminding us of closure. Thank you for the flow of the waters that have been with us today. Thank you for all the energies that you've brought. We give you our thanks and wish you hail and farewell. And spirits of the upper world, gods and goddesses, and especially Goddess Hestia, thank you all for your wisdom and your protection, for the knowledge and the learnings and your presence in our circle today. We wish you hail and farewell. And then the spirits of the lower world, to our spirit guides, to our ancestors, those who show us the way and keep us safe, and our spirit animals. Thank you for your attendance today in our circle. Thank you for your protection, your wisdom, and showing us the path to follow. We thank you and wish you hail and farewell. And to everybody in the circle today, everyone whose energy has joined us with your wisdom, and especially to Shoni as well, and for Jules who couldn't be with us but sends us our love, and everyone giving your energy, we wish you hail, farewell. Oh, thank you, my darling. So till next time, we'll leave you to it. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and hoping everyone can join us next time, and I'll remind everybody what we're talking about. I can't remember now, but I'm sure it'll be great. Oh. All right, darling. Enjoy your day. Mwah. Thank you so much. It's been fun. Take care, my lovely.
Bye.